Alrighty, welcome back to some more Floodings of the Red. Last time we are going from the Kyrgyz society to the new USSR, the United Socialist States of Russia. And yeah, despite some unity problems over here, we are going to be doing lots of things over here. Lots of damn move over here. First, we gotta realign Red Turkestan over there because it's still around. We might as well align them. If we can, we might as well. Hey. Karbashev. We shall reclaim Central Asia. I got you on last fair, should be good. Alright, sure, focus. The mass is mud. Quickly end the reign of success, make discipline the slogan of the day. Our task to destroy is over, and others undertake the war of its primeval chaos. For the first time in history, sculpt freely for the life of men. Found this peely clay with the sacred world, the party we shaped it or the overman. The bold master of the new world. We give him new goal, new morality, to destroy all others and conquer all. And through his labor, he will reshape all mankind into something else, greater, magnificent, terrifying. Like a lightning bolt, like a blaze of atomic fire, in the future, the new socialist man will be unstoppable. He will make all the universe his domain. Eternal and fiery perfection, void of the ugliness and the weakness of the old. Indeed. The weakness of the reactionary past shall be routed away with the new socialist. This is mud. Now fighting the fortune of the Bolshevik heroes. As we see in the turmoil that engulfs the vast heroes are most needed in the modern age. Need that will win to blow itself up looking for a new myth, and a hero will we provide. A hero in the image of Comrade Stalin and the prophesied overman. For socialism doesn't come the law of the people's need and idleness. It comes to forge grace out of them. The Bolshevik creed will now be thus. One shall always exceed oneself. Nothing is dearer than the chorus of liberation of mankind. Nothing is impossible for the human will. These words and heart will rejuvenate the Russian race, uproot degenerate offshoots, and create the first time the people worthy to have humanity. Our ideal will be a creative hero, the shock worker who labors as globally engineer and scientist who brings light out of the chaos of darkness, the artist who the engineer of the soul and the soldier will be held in to bravely fight for the new world's dawn. It's time to show the world what United Socialist Russia can do. Our heroes will not be mere idols of mad dictators cult. We will show the world we see the capitalist countries in everything. We have the best athletes, the best scientists, the best writers, the best films. We will put a man in outer space at the bottom of the ocean. There will not be a single area of human activity untouched by the mighty works of our people. Only through example of utmost excellence can socialism engulf the globe. Right. We ever seen the fucking moon landing? Where in our time the USSR master achieved all stuff except for the moon landing, satellite and all that stuff. The USA did that. Oops. I need to call in Kazoo. With that. Defeat Anacon's forces. March us through over here like goddamn. Look at that shit. For the new Bolshevik hero. bit. Let's see, can I make it there? We got another fucking thing over here, goddamn. And we should be dead. Conquest. See, we just got Kazim over there, just chilling. They be chilling. It's fine. Make sure we got everything up and running here. Make sure we're good. Anyways, raising the conductor of socialism. What is a fortress without foundation, not an idealized shed? Socialism requires a firm foundation on which we build the education of the worker, the development of modernized agrarian culture, building strong units for the socialist man. All this more must be the goal. Human civilization is already developed enough to be able to modify the body and mind of man himself. It's not the duty of these using marvelous tools to steer our Bolshevik lot towards the dream of Karl Marx. Karl Marx is an example of the socialist man, the Red Übermensch. Education at school should strive to produce a similar force in our youth. It's a future generation be like tougher than man of steel. New Portalian race of gods of the future will be able to build a new Tower of Babel that will surpass everything in this God-given world. We are the ones who will build places on bones of the old war that Dostoevsky described in the pages of his book. The construction of socialism is a slow process, and this must be treated with care. If we build a weak, degenerate foundation, the revolution will collapse under its own weight. We must make the revolution live in the veins of every Russian. We also make the leader of the revolution eternally alive. Thanks to social engineering, we return backward Russia to a historic nation predestined to dominate other weaker nations that were unable to accept socialist grace. Oh yes, socialist social Darwinism. Funny. This is that to the public. Get up over in here. Yeah, she may. Being a few men. Definitely interesting thing. Let's see next over here. Let's also have to get this going. Anyway, constructive biology. Senior doctor, so you're saying that in the future it would be possible to create a virus that will be able to modify our genes and change the structure of our chromosomes? So as it sits in Boris Charlie, as he admires his mentor's notes spread out the table, undoubtedly. Once we have overcome the idiocies lodged in our minds by centuries of Christian darkness, nothing stands our way. The final frontier is not the cosmos, but our own bodies. And do you not see any potential dangers? To me, it's a bit worrying that we humans will be able to direct the lives of our children. Bulls will certainly use this to their advantage to only deepen the inequities between us and them. Tables in Yugoslavia, Sweden. Moving Scandinavian reaction tests as frantic experiments do not fill me with hope. Dr. Snores looked slightly amused the eyes of his assistant. Is that what you think? A little more courage, boy. Have you heard of Commerce? Where to go? I think, there's some Alexander Sergor. If I remember correctly, when Of God's a Man, the big Russia update comes out over here, he's gonna be, he's one, when, Bogdanov reunites Russia, he will choose a successor, because he's pretty old at that point, so he's one of his potential successors, acting as Fedor. Very curious to see how that's going to play out. Anyway, boys, with Ioseb's mentor's argument made him lose himself a bit. He's more like a young adept of hermeticism devouring the deep mysticism. You mean Bogatir Fedor? I've heard a legend about him. I don't know what it is to do with the topic. The Mont Bogatir. So I think of Alexander Fedor. Yeah, this is a little thing for when the update comes out over there. Very interested to see how it's going to play out. Anyways, no, without that Fedor, I mean. Seriously, at the aid officer another alongside. Forgive me, Doctor. I'm amazed by your lack of knowledge of the field you wish to undertake. Read some more about cosmicism, Bobo. Comrade certainly goes about cosmicism from Harvard. I share his vision of humanity. I dream of a collective of divine immortal beings endowed with telepathy united by communism. But the Doctor would even more disbelieve realize he's pure without a flash for a fair higher curiosity. Is it possible for the technology we are researching? How does the Doctor want to accomplish this? Antonio Gramsci says, a collective consciousness, which is to say a living organism, formed only after the unification of the municipality through friction on the part of individuals. Nor can one say that science is not a municipality. I think that's an actual quote, by the way. I can't remember. I haven't really read any of Gramsci's things. I've only seen like bits and quotes and all that. We should, in a similar way, strive to unite our society, but not just around race, gender, work, or other social constructs, but around our reality itself, the hive mind. Society should be organized like an anthill so that it can meet the needs of all proletarians. They can only be realized if we synchronize the brain waves of all humanities. That's what we're working on now. Brilliant. However, don't you think, Doctor, that's a bit risky? We can't make mankind a minds and merciless robots. You guess Steph would disagree. Anyways, humans must have some passion to create great works of art. Of course. Need not only a hierarchy but also a leader. Because a collective without a head is just a dead carcass. Each leader should be genetically selected to be able to lead a new race of gods. So under him, freedom will grow while discipline must be held. Ha! If I could, I would simply clone Comrade Chairman Ioseb. The god is not born from the power borrowed, but from my own strength. Gods made manifest by us. After all, if God doesn't create us in his image, why not create him through our image? A little give and take, you know. So yeah, I'm getting some Atomic Heart vibes over here. I've been wanting to play that game for a while. I'm definitely interested in Atomic Heart. Hearing this definitely gives me the vibes of that over there. Fucking Atomic Heart. And this that would be funny actually if Atomic Heart was still a thing in this timeline over here. Because with him being of appears actually would make sense. Anyway, the fierce fringes of production. We require to hold landmass of hollows instead to transfigure this land to one worthy of our cause will require our labor unprecedented human history. We will see this task given us and accept it only with solemn determination but ecstatic joy. 10, 12, 14, 16-hour work days. Goddamn. We'll take this out with a smile. For the definite of ourselves is really exhaustion onto the world, and the more we use ourselves, the more we become ourselves. We shall hang on time to fight the hysterical exhaustion of toiling in the mines and the foundries and the factories. In hell, turning to heaven. Enjoy the mad destruction of this Ryan disgusting natural order imposed on us. We shall decompose all that is non-productive, the peasant tradition, the family, cloistered. Those are all mercilessly liquidated. A new monstrous paradise of foundries and anonymous city blocks will emerge from this inner dirt, and heaven will be made on earth. Yeah, making that cement factories over here. As we pain today, prosperity tomorrow. That's what we're going for. We shall attack the intermarium soon enough. There's some more troops out here. Try to last year because of course they have of course they have. Why the hell one day? Why the hell one day? Yeah, we use a monstrosity of absolution. This event over here, from our this is a very interesting one. Ishmael had been one of the few warriors to take the pronouncements of work hours well. After all, he loved his job and a little care for this thing his life at home. Afford this was the only family he needed. Sure, the pay increase was nice, but it was really a bonus to his real joy of exerting his will in the physical world. As he milled with the men before work, Ishmael's face began to twist to his scowl. They complained about Commerce Town's demand, they complained of work, they complained of family, they complained of their miseries, their complaints. How would there be anywhere else but here? Not their eternal joy, the joy which exits itself violently on the world, both in war and in production, one and the same. The plant opened and Ishmael got to work smelting iron. Each batch of iron ore and every chunk of coal he sent to the blast his fur was like a new child. furnace his true life. He was no longer a man of flesh, he was a father of iron, the holy substance of the earth. For hours, the same process repeated with every new child born. Ishmael moved faster, worked harder. Every allowance given to his flesh was a sin. Every nerve needed the mighty intensity of the machine. Then the world froze while he burned. The speed had made him sloppy. His greed casting Ishmael to the blast furnace. His flesh, his sinful flesh, had allowed the process to be tainted, and now it would be punished. The pain tore his mind to shreds. His muscle ruptured and burned until all that was left of was what Ishmael's divine energy which fueled his production. And then his eyes shot open. Ishmael looked around, his eyes taking the blind ride. He was home, truly home. He saw his nephews playing in the city square and reached to hug them. But his arms would not move, his legs could not uproot themselves. Ishmael looked down, but his head was stuck upright. Ishmael realized what had happened. He began to cry. His heart would overflow with joy. He had been reunited with his family, his children. Ishmael tried to let down a tear to express his joy. Tried to burst into a stack of worship adoration towards son for later them. Be one with those he loved, but statues cannot read. There are many ways you can interpret this event over here. There's no like supernatural thing going on over here, so this is more like a metaphorical thing. Like this could be like him actually getting burned, like what we saw with the memory, and he's like been paralyzed. He managed to survive, but got paralyzed. It could be like like be like a doing like exaggeration of certain events over here or something. Though it's very interpretive over here. It's very interesting sort of event though, really. Very interesting sort of event. I just cannot read. Anyway, Gomer started banging his fist on the table and said, "Let us make Russia in the Bolshevik image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." That's all he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the coming of a new era. Indeed. New era shall be cometh. Let's wait. Go back here. Ooh! Lucky you find that shit won that one. God damn. Not think it would. God damn it. See that Iberian communes winning a lot lately in some variety for once. 1,000 years of indicator, whatever. Romania, we'll see how well that goes. We got 4 to 20, they got 7 to 22. Knocking the helmet. Peter stepped into the trolley. Yet another day of work was awaiting him. He was a shrewd man who knew how to make his way every time and place. He was a alert man with invaluable skills and knowledge. So not surprised he came out of the revolutionary storm dry desert sand. The old grey uniform was always bureaucrat for clean grey work clothes of an intellectual worker recommended by the new regime. And he even once held spots, director of the high drug administration in Moscow. Yet Peter could not say this honestly that his life stayed a steady course. Untouched by the winds of great history, the revolution had penetrated everywhere like a fever dream. Nothing seemed to be spared Commerce's magic touch. Moscow itself, the city he knew since his childhood years, became one giant construction site. Everywhere, new streets and new buildings were growing, not like the old huts and palaces that bowed low for their visitors, cowering like decrepit geriatric women supported by rotting canes. No, the new buildings were giants. Giants of steel and concrete, monuments of pride and perfection. Despite the sleek modernism, somehow they remind Pietro of the pyramids of pharaoh Egypt and the many temple towers of archaic Babylonians. Perhaps there was one of the great Babel himself that the scripture speaks of. Well, we did talk about that. Troy moved, soon the circle border city itself around Peter. The world was opening anew just like every morning. Every corner something was happening. The streets were filled with machines, with men, with labor. The sound of humming and knocking with the war of engines and with the smell of engine fumes and fresh paint. Somehow, it felt like in the middle of a furnace. Nothing ever stopped. Everything moved. Energy expanded and never ceased. The swirl of the sun itself. The whole cosmos. There were such disciplines in the move, such force that it became apparent to the old bureaucrat. Saltiest beings with such power, Russia shall conquer the world. The earth may have caused us to come as vanguard of the world, but they can never attain the power of fire and steel, lightning. What they created would mean a transfiguration of liberalism, a pitiful utopia of status harmony. If German socialism wishes to survive, it must adapt the Russian model. It must learn disciplines of mobilization, do away with the sentiment of pacifism and the chaos of democracy. Peter saw clearly. In 10 years, Germany would have his own second revolution, his own dictatorship, It may no longer be communism as Mark prophesied it, but it is only future. Final station, time to get out. Dreams doesn't cease, the second doesn't go away, the world for this, there is no end. Immortality. We're all immortal in the eyes of the machine. The machine spirits, if you will. That's not information. Nature. Man will master nature, stars the create zone. Great products to expand production will cover Russia. United irrigation, industrial plants, the price of the riches beneath the feet. And we to bring it all together. And the railways, get the production going over here, and Spain reversal. Now dawn of a new god. Which we get, I hate the Antichrist. I hate the Antichrist. Yes, that's gonna be funny to see. Bolshevism means grandness, grandeur, and greatness. There is no place for pettiness and cold mind of revolution. Stalin is the architect of revolution, the first god of the new civilization. He is the personification of Faust and Mephistopheles at once. He is accomplished what Bogdanov and Lenin could not. Well, Bogdanov peacefully. Anyway, he made Russia powerful and a red communist empire. Those who call communist a mere brood are blind. You're Stalin, a man of finesse, good taste, and Bolshevik greatness, which is embodied in our revolution. He's the avatar of Nebuchadnezzar II, the Great. Our state the reincarnation of the glorious empire. Nature has been subordinated to our revolution in order to create a beauty comparable to one of the seven wonders of the world. Thank gardens and Cimmerians. But we would have to be small-minded as the Mensheviks or the Tsar to think that we are doing as an ending. There is no ending. There is only eternal rights to the idea that it's Bolshevism. Like the great acceleration as because of course. We shall not rise until the antique greatest manifesting ideas descended like Havana from heaven upon all the people of Eurasia and the whole world. We bring you a new covenant which will not be produced by the creation of the schizophrenia of a few old men that provide the titans of a new era. We declare one with a small, old, ugly, decayed, and passionless. We are the vase of your hearts. We the man soul. The man soul. Sorry, my dog's gonna air. We are the dawning of the new god. The new god is gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else. Once we get this over here, we shall go to war with the intermarium. So I'm gonna get this ball rolling. Should be the last bit of reading actually here. There is no expansion out of here. But it is the last we shall be reading over here. Yeah, it's a nice little send off after all this. The vase of your hearts. It is during the cold Moscow air, the great commotion playing out before his eyes. Hundreds of thousands of his countrymen gathered there, or maybe it was a million. Difficult to say actually. Yeah. Yes. But speculation alone had made it feel much prison. Russian, Georgian, Armenian, Catholic, Jews. I'm sure you heard of men talking German down there. All guarded the heat of voice of a single man. Stalin still expanded Poland's border upon specifically for this occasion, crossed the line of Kharkiv and painted one side of the Red Scare with the hammer and sickle, and the Bolshevik party of the other. So in the description with the spade and board laying everywhere. From process and activation to plaques, occasion to plaques and banners, the vase of your hearts. Before he could ponder what this strange string attack meant further, the titular Razvan stepped onto the podium to speak. And speak he did. His word burned into Ilya's consciousness like burning hot pieces of iron from the foundry. He spoke of workers, of Russia's past and future, of factories, of machinery, of revolution, of what was and what will be. Ilya used to be skeptical of some before, but now he saw only new hope and comfort, an unrelenting loyalty to a war being built before his eyes. The rise and the sound with the speech was grace, waiting for the enthusiastic crowd of red cabin before opening his mouth again. And remember, Verkus, it is you that we dedicate our very souls to. I shall see the vase of Russia, but the task that we had is to become the vase of your heart as well. The crowd burst into tears. The audience seemed to take forever. Stalin waved in the air, waiting for one of the party speakers to shake the sound of the microphone. A light tune started to play from the reproductors. The vase grabbed the microphone and began to sing. Soon the crowd was singing too. The party was singing. They fuzzed with the birds had joined in the song as well. He recognized the postal troika of Vadim Cousin. Even if it's not necessarily causing the earth to nearly shake. Stalin flashed a quick smile, dancing to the song's tune as he slayed Slaver claps and cheers echoed throughout the streets. The sound had grown louder and louder. He frantically struggling to keep up with the choreography. He was invested, as well as dozens more people surrounded him, both young and old. Perhaps too invested, and he could barely pay attention to his eardrum bursting from the noise, blood dripping from his ears. He couldn't stop. It was impossible to stop. His body might show the pain, but his needs came before the needs of the Rodina. It was alone before weighed heavily on the old man. The body gave before the crowds, collapsing on the ground in exhaustion. Never a radio was quickly turned to him as the blood broke her bones by thousands upon thousands of marching feet that flocked towards him. He died of contentment, and that thoughts filled with the vows that conquered his heart. What are very necessary. Very unnecessary. They can only do harm. I think that might be a reference to when Stalin got laid in a state when he put the I can't remember what it's called. It was I lost it. Anyways, one of the things that happened was that he crushed some people when his casket was dropped over in here, and so that might be a little nod to that to happen. A little itty-bitty nod. Well, definitely is a quite the nod. Let's see, how many do I have enough for that? Yep. Honey. I got plenty. I have the SR be doing fucking great work. Holy shit. That's strange as fuck. Yeah. Forget the coin out, by the way. God damn, look at that fucking construction we got going on over here. This is beautiful. And I got my Tetsu. I still worry up. Give a new kingdom. And let me just sub it. Damn it. Seems like Bulgaria was gonna win that one. Him. Anyways, we're about to clear one intermarium. We're gonna end that over here. Something will be on us after that. Should be a little longer than usual episode. Yeah. Borrowed by Sweden, that's fine. That was mine. It's all mine, damn it. See here. And an expert. See here. Go right into the Poland. For Charlotte. Even while we're coming over here, we are doing fantastic. Doing beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. Yeah. And that. Let's see here. Number armored cars. The trucks. But all sorts of things with it. There's a wind. Yeah, there we go. Nope. But the Russians are gone. Yeah, there goes France. World Winter Sunday. Should be good in there. Yeah. Damn it. There's some documents as well. Yeah, 2-pound assault there. Let's see here. Let's get some better planes. I don't really use any. You should be able to end the war soon. By dams, very nice. Yep. All free city. By drown. Proving out you actually have to put down the Polish Eagle. Indeed it did. Before we end things with it. We'll reorganize the territory. Queen Liu. Anyways, I love here. We're gone off the limit, but a little special episode that we're doing. Yep. Chook. Embargo, look at the course. Sweet. A new dawn. I could say, in terms of conclusion, what remains the old nation regime for San shadows of signs of unmarked feet. Even more so amidst Kiev, the threat tomorrow and vanquished, but the old question remains. Could be this, or rather, where should the Polish nation go from here? It would be a pole in a prosperity and equality, a proper social democracy, but I got another echo toward the inevitable victory of all workers as we could go. Sorry about that. The old brother Lee might put the final nail to the coffin of this ideal by accommodating pursuits. Lunatics, but nothing is beyond repair. Soon, new Poland rights from the ashes will destroyed, more equal than ever, but who shall lead it? Dylan S. Piper, a futurist and a small F, a leading member of the nation's avant-garde, a modern bureaucrat and a former nation regime. His appointment would set upon the path of soft rebellion, returning the economic policy to the Stanijic, while moving away from the ideas of Prometheism. To our male leader, he wishes to single out a model of futurist communism, not to assume that characterized with Polish nationalism, but opposed to new modern age. Miroslav Mukhtar is something of an idealistic lean on modern religious science of the Polish and international vanguardism. The military exchange of Bolshevism merges with the pro-Catholic and nationalist policy of national democracy, a paradox he sees fits to put himself in the forefront of evolving. All inspiring and speaking of what mirrors the anti-Semitic rhetoric of more anti-socialist Polish nationalism, makes respect that towards this bread of proletarian nationalism that meets the eye. Hey, that's an ideology in TNO, by the way. Joseph Krenekowicz, the functionary of the Berliner kind, an old dog communist with a knack for clearly defined procedure to keep in political theory. His rule for the formation of the coalition party was not fully spotted as PPS as it had. Integrating many pre-assimilation tendencies and properly in stretching this rule. I say to man who's only open his mouth when he knows he's allowed to speak. Leadership would serve us well in building a formula foothold in Europe. I would go for Piper with my identity. We are ourselves after all. Yeah, Pietism. Also very pietist. And with that, basically all that we can do from now. Unless you guys and the actual pool over here. It's been very fun lately. It's been quite short already. But we got some more stuff over here that I want to do later on. So this won't be the last time we go over for the stuff. A lot of new things coming out of here that I'm very interested in doing. To see you guys and the update report. So bye.